Hello students, so we have one more question from IIT 2017. The question says there are two sources S1 and S2 having a separation D and placed symmetrically from the center of a circle. Okay, the sources are wavelength lambda. Okay, and the small d is given to be 1.8 millimeter. Okay, so on this circular screen we will be observing bright fringes. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll be observing bright fringes, and one more thing is given that suppose this is a bright fringe, this is a bright fringe. So the angular separation between the two bright fringes is given to be del theta. So based on that, we have to find which of the options are correct. Okay. So now first of all, let's look at the option A. A dark spot will be formed at the point P2. Now we know that for constructive or bright fringe, the path difference should be multiple of wavelength, and for destructive or dark fringe, the path difference should be odd multiple of half wavelength. So let's look at the path difference at the point P2. So see, light from S1 is traveling this much distance to reach P2, while light from S2 is traveling this much distance to reach P2. Okay, so we have to find the path difference between them. So this length minus this length, so that the path difference will be D. So path difference for option A will be equal to small d. Now we have to check whether d is a multiple of wavelength or not. So d is 1.8 millimeter, lambda is 600. So let's calculate d by lambda. So 1.8 millimeter divided by 600 nanometer. So this will be 18 times 10 power minus 4 divided by 600 times 10 power minus 9. Okay, so this is equal to 3000. We are getting an integer. So d is a multiple of wavelength. So the point P2 will not be a dark fringe, it will be a bright fringe. So option A is wrong. P2 order of bright fringe, order of fringe will be maxima. It's a maxima, so B is correct. The total number of fringes produced between P1 and P2 in the first quadrant is close to 3000. Let's observe this concept. So first look at the point P, P1. Light coming from S1 and light coming from S2 are traveling equal distance. So the path difference over here is 0. Delta x over here is 0. And delta x over here is 3000. So as you go from P1 to P2, your delta x will increase. If I take this point, the distance from S1 is longer than the distance from S2. If I take this point, distance from S1 is even more longer than distance from S2, right? So as you go from P1 to P2, path difference is increasing. So you will get delta x equal to 0, delta x equal to 1, delta x equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay. I'm sorry, this will be 3000 lambda. I'm sorry. So 0 lambda, 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, and so on until you reach 3000 lambda. So there will be 3000 bright fringes. Okay. So here we have one more bright fringe. So total bright fringe will be 3001 from P1 to P2. Okay. So yes, option C is correct. It is close to 3000. Okay. Now let's look at the option D. The angular separation between two consecutive bright spots decreases as we move from P1 to P2 along the first quadrant. Now we need to verify this. So for that, first of all, we need to calculate the formula for path difference. So let's draw the circle. This is the circle. This is the diameter. Okay. And these are two sources, S1 and S2. And this is the center. I think S1 should go a bit farther. Okay. Now we take this point over here, point P. So we need to calculate S1P and S2P. First of all, let's calculate S1P. So S1P will be what? This distance is d by 2. Okay. This is d by 2 and this is equal to r. Okay. And let's take this angle to be equal to theta. Okay. This angle over here will be theta. Correct? Now, in terms of theta, I can find the length S1P Okay, that's very easy. I use the formula for triangle. This is one side, this is the other side, and the angle between them is pi minus theta. So this third side will be what? S1p will be root of r square plus d by 2 whole square, that is d square by 4, plus 2 r d by 2 cos pi minus theta, because the angle between r and d by 2 is pi minus theta, correct? So I will simplify this and I get root of r square plus d square by 4 minus rd cos theta, because cos of pi minus theta is minus cos theta. Okay, I made a small mistake. Actually, this should be the minus sign. Here we get minus sign, so here we will get plus. Okay, I'm sorry. Here we have minus sign, here we have plus sign. This is the formula for side of a triangle. Okay, now let's simplify this. So let r be much greater than small d. Okay, we are using a special case because we need to just find the general solution for this. Okay, so let r be much greater than small d. So in this formula we can ignore this d square by 4 in front of r square. Okay, so let's write this formula again and we ignore this d square by 4. Okay, now I take r common from here. This is your S1p. I take r common, so I get root of 1 plus d by r cos theta, and this root can be replaced with power 1 by 2. Now apply the binomial expansion for this function, where this d by r, d is much smaller than r, so d by r will be much smaller than 1. Okay, so this is a very small term as compared to 1, so I can write this down as r 1 plus d by 2r cos theta, or this will be equal to r plus d by 2 cos theta. This is S1p. Now similarly, let's calculate S2p. So look at this triangle. One side is r, another side is d by 2, and we have to calculate the third side, and the angle over here is theta. So S2p will be equal to root of r square plus d square by 4 plus, sorry, minus 2r d by 2 cos theta. So this will be equal to root of r square plus d square by 4 minus rd cos theta. And again, just like this, if I take r much greater than small d, then similar to this whole process, I will get S2p to be approximately equal to r minus d by 2 cos theta. So we have S1p and we have S2p. So S1p minus S2p will be your path difference delta x. So they'll be equal to, subtract them and you get d cos theta. Okay, clear? So for the nth bright fringe, okay, for the nth bright fringe, delta x by lambda should be equal to n, or d by lambda cos theta should be equal to n, right? Delta x is d cos theta, so that's what I have replaced over here. So this is the formula for nth bright fringe. Okay, right? Or I could write down basically cos theta will be equal to n lambda by small d. Okay, now so let's draw the graph for cos theta versus theta. Here we have theta, and here we have cos theta equal to n lambda by small d. So what is the formula for cos theta? So what is the graph for cos theta? It is like this. Okay, so now if you look at this graph, see, we calculate that the point P, when theta is 0, you reach this point P2, right? So at theta equal to 0, you have path difference of 3000 lambda. So here n will be equal to 3000 lambda by small d. Okay, here we have cos theta equal to this value, and here we have 0. Now the graph is changing very slowly over here, and here it is changing very rapidly. So if you mark all the bright fringes, then the bright fringes will be formed like this. Okay. uh, Suppose I draw equal positions. So for corresponding points over here, if you draw a line over here, now you see between first and second bright fringe there's a huge gap. Between second and third bright fringe there's a small gap in terms of theta. Between third and fourth bright fringe there's even a smaller gap. So you see the gap between two consecutive bright fringes is decreasing in terms of theta as you start from 0. Okay, so as I go up the gap will decrease. So from P2 to P1 the gap is decreasing, or from P1 to P2 the gap is increasing. But what does the option say? Angular separation decreases from P1 to P2, but what we are getting from P1 to P2 separation increases. That means this option is wrong. Clear?